Hey guys, NV here, and in this video I want to show you how to create your first custom brush. Now we could, if we wanted to, go to open and load up my first document from here, but I'm not going to. I'm going to go to this PS icon, and I can either double click on this screen and load our project that way, or file and open, selecting it again, or control and O. I just wanted to do a recap on that, and double click my first document like so. And here it is, our first, my first document. Now I want to add a layers in the layer palette here, or layers panel, by clicking this box with a plus sign in it. Click it this way, and there's our layer. Or Alt Control Shift, tapping the N key will give us our layers property, and we can name it like so, and pressing Enter. Or Control Shift Alt, tapping the N key will drop our layer straight into the layers panel, and we could double click layer 1 and brush and name it again, just like so. One more step, we're going to hold Shift and Alt and go down to this box, this folder icon. Click on that. This will bring us our folder properties, and we're going to name it the same thing. Oops. Just like so. Press Enter. This will keep it nice and neat when we save our document. Now let's go ahead and tap the U key on the keyboard. And now we have our shape selected. But what I want to do is hold, I want to go to the polygon tool here. And I want to make a shape. And let's hold Shift and click and drag and let's see what it is. Nope, that's not what I want. What I want is a star. And we know stars have 5 sides. So let's make 5 in the input field here. Press Enter. Go to this gear icon. And we're going to select star. And I don't know what the default is for you. So let's experiment here by holding Shift, clicking, and dragging. Let's see what it is. It's not too bad. But I want to undo that and go back up here and say smooth corners. And let's check that out. Shift, click. That's cute, actually. I actually like that a lot. So what I want to do one more time is going back up to this gear icon and saying smooth indent. And it's at 50 right now. So let's see what that does. Well, that's kind of cool. But again, one more time, I'm going to undo that. And I'm going to say about 35. Press Enter. Again, Shift, click, and drag out. I like that. That's cool. It's actually really cool. So I'm going to stay with this shape, but I want to undo this and actually we'll just keep it where it is. Hold Control, tap the T key on the keyboard, and let's say 125. Actually, let's go much bigger. So 160. There we go. That's good. And let's rotate this about, let's say 9. There we go. So it's perfectly centered. And click this check mark or Control and Enter key on the keyboard. Now this is our shape. And I really like that. I think that's very cute. And I like the other one we had as well when this was at 50 and this was unchecked. That was really cool. So this is what we have right now. And let's go ahead, uncheck this right here, the background, by clicking the eye. And this is going to be our new brush, okay? So what we can do is go up to Edit, all the way down to Define Brush Preset. Right here, we have a preview of our brush. It's not very huge. By the way, the size of the brush you could have, the maximum size is 5,000, and minimum is 1 pixel, which is insane. It's very small. So I'm going to go ahead and click and put my first brush, because I like my first brush. And we're going to go ahead and click OK. And now let's go ahead and minimize this. Let's go ahead and check this back by selecting by the eye right here. We're going to uncheck this eye here, create a new layer. You can hold Control Shift Alt, tap the N key on the keyboard, and look at there. This is our brush. Okay, and if you're not seeing the brush, by the way, I want to help you set you up. I'm going to tap the H key on the keyboard. If you do not see brush settings or brushes, what we can do is go up to Window and select Brush or Brushes and then Brush Settings. That way you have them, and you can also resize it vertically by selecting this tab right here where you get these arrows, the cursor changes. Just click and drag it up or down, and you can also size it left or right as well. Okay, so we're going to name this Paint. Okay, and let's change the color of our foreground to a much nicer type of color. And let's say a blue, a soft blue of some sort, and click OK. Tap the B key on your keyboard, and we'll go to brush properties here. And right now it's default. Okay. This is what it is. It is the shape that we created, just like so. But I'm going to go a step further. I'm going to customize this into a really neat looking design or brush. Okay. What we're going to do is go to spacing, and we're going to space it out a little bit, because we're going to make a bunch of stars. Let's say about there. Okay. And then we're going to go up to shape dynamics. Let's change the size jitter to, I don't know, 65, I guess. And angle jitter right here, let's make it about 15, because if you notice in the preview panel right here, it actually changes and updates. And I like about 20 is pretty cool. And control, let's make it, what is that, initial direction, or let's just try that one. So if we, and also flip with the these two here, these settings. And if we click and release, you notice the brush, how the highlight, the brush preview here will change. See that? That's pretty cool. So let's go to scatter as well, or let's test it. And we can scale the brush down at any time. Left click, you can take the handle here and drag it down like so. See that? That's really cool, actually. And let's select the layers panel real quick and make sure we're on our little layers. And the Alt key, left click. And if you notice this little properties here, we can drag to the right, we'll increase our brush size. And if you drag it to the left, we'll decrease. Okay. The opacity, if you drag up, will decrease our opacity. And if we want to increase it, we drag back down like so. So let's say about right here. So our brush size is about 660. Now, depending on your document, it may look huge. So if you wanted to, I'm going to hold Control, tap the Alt key, and press the I key on the keyboard. This will give us our document dimension. If you want to, you can size yours like this right here, okay? But depending on your document, you can size the brush down at any time to have it the way you want, okay? I just wanted to show you that. And what we can do now is click, drag, and paint out, but we have our brush really huge, and I don't like that. So I want to scale it down, and let's try it here. That looks pretty good, okay? That's really cool. And we can also increase our brush size by tapping the open bracket key on our keyboard like so. See that? Okay. And to decrease it, tapping the close bracket on our keyboard, okay? Just like so. So there's our brush. It's a really cool looking effect, and I really enjoy it. So what I want to do is save it. We could either left click and go to this plus icon right here, or go to brush settings, and we can save it here as well, or to brushes and do the same thing. So let's go ahead and save our brush, and we'll just keep it here, or we can call it brush V1, I guess. I don't know. It's whatever you want to name it. I'm going to click OK. And let's say we like our brush, so we want to save it out of Photoshop, but it will not remove it out of Photoshop. It will just save your brush preset. So what we can do is go up to here to this hamburger icon, click on that, and say export selected brush. And we could save our brush. We can call it my first brush. I'm just going to uncheck that S right there and click save. So if we by accident, whatever reason, deleted our brush, and we can go back into this hamburger icon, click on that and say import brushes, select our brush, click load, and there it is. Loads it into a nice folder. And by the way, if you want to move this main shape that we created originally, we can click, drag, and drop it into our folder. We can also make another folder by clicking it, just like I did there, but I'm not going to. I'm going to delete that folder. Okay, but you can also, like I said, you can create your own folder by selecting that folder icon and naming it my first brush or whatever. But we already have it here, even though that is seriously spelt wrong. My first brush. And there we go. Okay. So what I want to do now is I'm going to tap the H key on the keyboard, and I want to go straight into, let's see, let's go ahead and keep that active so we can remember what we did here. And what I want to do is go straight to File and Save As. We're going to save this and save on your computer. And we're going to save this new document as my first brush. Okay, and click Save and OK, just like that. That way you have your project saved. You can load it at any time and see how you had it, the way you designed it. Okay. And I'm going to wrap things up here. And until next time, I will see you in another video.